If you clicked on this video, you probably just started your first corporate job or you're about to. And everyone keeps telling you things like, just be yourself, it'll all work out. Knowing that that advice is incomplete, okay? Your first year in corporate is not just about doing your job well, it's about learning how the game works, the unspoken rules, the politics, the technology. Listen, I would know. Hi, I'm Gianna and I've been in corporate for 4 years and I've had to learn some very valuable lessons the worst way imaginable. I don't want you to go through that. So today I am sharing with you some realistic tips to get you through your first year in corporate. So let's get into it. Your first 90 days at any company, I didn't know this, is known as your probation period. Now don't get scared. It doesn't mean anything bad. It just means that this 90 days is going to be spent of people watching you, people seeing how you learn, people seeing how you take initiative. All of that good stuff is going to be involved in your first 90 days. So let's get you prepared. As you're being observed, I want you to observe everything else too. Something that I think would have prepared me better strategically is to spend those first 90 days observing who has influence. That is so important because once you find that person, you want to watch them and almost learn from them and emulate them in a way. The titles are nice, right? Like the flashy titles are nice, but who actually has influence and who has some motion in the company? I want you to notice in the meetings that you're going to be in, who speaks first and last. This is something that I learned psychologically speaking. When someone is facilitating and speaks first, and then when they end the meeting or round out the meeting, that is what all the participants in the meeting take away from that meeting. That's the last voice that everyone on the meeting hears. That person has also put themselves in the position to be the solution to whatever was discussed. Pay attention to that. You also want to pay attention to how decisions are made. Now, in your first 90 days, you're going to be led by a supervisor, a higher up, but you want to pay attention to how that person allows their team to contribute to solutions. Is your lead the type of person that is a dictator that doesn't like to hear everybody else's opinion? Or is it more of a democracy where everybody on the team has a say and then we all reach a solution together? Those are the best leads. You can learn so much from them. You want to pay attention to how your lead moves because that's going to influence how you're going to move. Emails and written communication. Now, I'm going to tell you guys how to build the perfect email. The perfect email. Short greeting. Hi, hello, good afternoon, good morning. Your emails should be clear, concise, straight to the point. Nobody wants to read an email with a bunch of words because we all got work to do. Your email should also have space in between your short little stanzas and paragraphs. That just makes it look more clean and more professional. All you're gonna want in your email signature is your salutation. That could be warm regards, kindly, thank you, very respectfully. Under that, in font that's like a little bit bigger, maybe like 2 points, is your name. Under that's gonna be your role title. Under that is gonna be the company name, bold font. And then you're gonna round it all out with your email address. I don't know why all of us put our email addresses in the email signature because that person can surely hit reply. It's gonna come to me, but everybody does it, so do it. And I don't know, I think that's the recipe for a perfect email signature. One thing that I did that I feel like made me look like a stellar student was I had a notes document, and every time I had a question, I would type the question in the notes document, and then once I got my answer, I would go put it in the notes document. That was literally my question and answers document in my career development folder. I highly recommend you guys because you should be asking questions during this time. It shows that you care, it shows that you're paying attention, but you don't want to ask the same question over and over again because it's going to make you look careless. Like, it has the potential to go so well if you're in your P's and Q's. Before you Slack or before you Teams message, before you ping to ask that question, go back to your notes document. And oh my gosh, you're gonna look like you remember that off the top of your noggin. Nobody knows you have a notes document. Be confident in your communication. Keep that notes document and observe. Let's talk about what nobody put in the onboarding deck. Office politics. It's so sad because office politics are really rough to navigate as well as real life. We have no break. First of all, I don't want to scare you. Jump scare. But everyone is watching. It's not just you. Everyone is watching everyone. Corporate is like looking into a glass door. People notice if you're late. People notice if you miss deadlines. People notice if you mention how much you hate or like this job, which I wouldn't do. Because think about it, right? Your reputation is being built every single day. These people don't know you. You don't know these people. All we get is the 8 hours of the face mask that you put on to survive this corporate thing. That's all we have to go off of. So you want to make sure you put your best foot forward. Make sure you're getting to your meetings early. And by early, you guys, I do not mean a whole 5 minutes. 2 minutes. Deadline tracking, just like you have a notes document, I also kept an Excel file of all of the deadlines and the things that I was responsible for, and I would check that Excel file every day. Every morning when I logged in, I would check the notes document, have it open, and the Excel file, have it open. It would be in the background for whatever I was doing, but I could always go back and check that, and that made me look like I was on my P's and Q's, because I was. When it comes to relationships, please learn from me. Please learn from Gianna and do not overshare. Bruh. In your first year, you are still learning people, and you really have to remember these are not your friends, these are your work friends. I have a handful of friends, work friends, who are my real friends in real life, but that took about 2.5 years to get to that point. You really don't have to do that. It just happened, but they started out as my work friends, and that boundary was kind of clear. Guys, if I could go back to 2023 Gianna, maybe shake her and tell her, girl, don't overshare, because at the time I didn't realize, like, I'm going on PTO and I'm about to be with my man. Why can't I tell you I'm about to be with my man? Like, I'm excited about it. They don't need to know that. Nothing about our job and what we do in these 8 hours has anything to do with my man. Of course, those relationships can be built, and if somebody is sharing with you, by all means, share to the same degree if you're comfortable, but don't overshare, because you can never get it back. You can never get it back. You will have experience with a couple different coworkers. You will have experiences with supportive coworkers. You will have experience with insecure coworkers and competitive coworkers. And I hate to say it, but that is truly a part of the game, but it really does suck when you come across your first one. That's life. We just have to learn how to move with discernment. Just make sure you're moving with discernment at the company too. Communication will make or break you. Even though I was doing great at my job, if I did not communicate that I wanted a promotion, or if I did not communicate that I wanted to be in this meeting, if I didn't communicate these things, I would not be at the position I'm at today. No way. You have to start learning how to advocate for yourself. And if you aren't good at that right now, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to tell you a quick little trick on how to start advocating for yourself in a very low pressure way. Getting food. At the restaurant, right? If somebody gets your order wrong at the restaurant and you're not the type of person to tell them that they got the order wrong, I want you to switch that mindset and start telling them. In a very low pressure way, you need to start advocating for yourself. If you're not used to it, start finding ways to do it outside of work, because it will be easier the more you do it. Now, of course, don't be mean, but if something's wrong and it's not what you wanted, speak up on it, because it will help you down the line. It will help you down the line. Okay, let's talk about tech. These 2 items can get you started in your corporate journey, especially if your job has a remote element, if it's not 100% remote. First things first. I do not know why I prolonged getting this item, because it is so essential. You guys, a wireless mouse. I think she's super cute, super chic. She's cute. Love using her. Also, she has a little USB. Get you a simple mouse, battery operated. You guys, I think this was like $6. You need this. And I didn't believe I needed it until I got carpal tunnel. So funny, right? No. Get this mouse. I'll have one link below. Okay, my next item is, especially if you are remote and you work from home, you want a second monitor. However, me, again, I waited so long. Why do I like struggling? We have to unpack that eventually. Anyway, this is my portable monitor, and it uses an HDMI cord to plug into my laptop, and it doubles the screen. So I love her down, and it's slightly bigger than the screen that I have for my usual laptop, and it is truly all I need. It also has these 2 ridges so that once it stands up, it'll just rest there. Anything, you can just take your portable monitor with you. It's super sleek. As you can see, it fits everywhere that your laptop will fit. These are the 2 things that I'm telling y'all to get ASAP before you start. If you can't get the monitor yet, just get the mouse. That will really make a tremendous difference. In terms of software, if you're able to download this, you have to make sure with your company, if you're able to download OneNote, some note-taking software, that will also help with your notes document. Most computers have Microsoft Suite or have Microsoft applications, so that if you don't like using Word or anything, you can just use OneNote and it'll go to the same place. It's very user-friendly. Now, I know the girls are in a tussle about AI. Listen, in today's world, if you're not using ChatGPT, you are going to fall behind. Even if you don't like the idea of AI, well, I don't think all of us love the idea of what AI could become, but to keep my job and to remain in the loop, you do have to use a method of AI. I suggest ChatGPT, especially if you're new to drafting emails, getting corporate speak, because corporate language is also separate. Make sure to work smarter. You don't have to work harder, just work smarter. I don't know if some of you guys follow me on TikTok, but I have a series about what I wish I knew before corporate that I will also link because I think they're good tips. They're very realistic, but I wish that I knew all of this information because, like I said, I've had some really bad experiences. I really have. I'm grateful for them because I learned, but I just feel like if I knew this stuff, I would be more prepared. So subscribe for more honest conversations and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.